Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we are back in the nature at a beautiful place. Look at that. We are at Lošinj Island, Croatia, and today we will be talking about facing with the truth. Important topic to talk about, because maybe you recently started to feel like you can't hide behind a mask anymore. You can't pretend anymore to be somebody you're not. Like, it's time to pull off the masks. It's time to stop pretending. It's time to stop hiding certain feelings, certain emotions which just need to go out. It's time to recognize truly from where that self-identity is coming from, so we can recognize what you should let go of, what you should surrender, or how to surrender to the greater truth of who you are and what it actually means. What many of those teachings, which may come from a deep spirituality, truly deep spirituality, what it all means to surrender to love, for example, to surrender to life, what it actually means. It's time to fully understand that, to fully tap into the truth of that. Not just pretending, yeah, I believe in those things, I'm living that, but actually we are suffering, because we are all suffering on some levels, and it's time to fully acknowledge what is not in alignment with us, so we can fully let go of anything which is not serving us anymore, because it's truly the only way to fully live. And we're living right now at important times, and I would call those times like embody yourself, or it will be impossible to live, like embody who you truly are, or it will be impossible to be happy, to enjoy what life has to offer, because truly we are at the level where we can't pretend anymore, we can't fake things anymore, and it's important to understand that. So my friends, recognize from where your identity is coming from. There's we all have a certain self-image within us. And then around that self-image is what we call ego, which is protecting that self-image. So when something is not in alignment with the values and beliefs of that self-image you have about you, your ego will be fighting with those different beliefs, different events, different stories, because your ego wants to protect you. But once we actually recognize that the ego is protecting maybe a false identity, and that identity can be changed, can be realigned to a greater identity, which may be in a greater alignment with yourself, then there will be no need for the ego to protect you, because there's nothing you need to protect, because you recognize, well, my real identity is me. I am. This is my real identity, and I don't need to protect that, because I'm not pretending to be somebody else. Once you become truly who you are, you don't need to pretend anything anymore. So you don't need to hide anything anymore, and you will need no ego anymore to protect anything from anyone. And I think that's the greatest awakening that is happening, and we are all part of it, and we are all walking with it and evolving with it. So for many of us it may be an unpleasant journey, because we are revealing to ourselves parts of us which we were hiding before. Those may be certain emotions, certain feelings, certain beliefs. Like, it may happen that you will recognize, well, I just don't believe into these things anymore. I thought it's helpful, but it's not. Sometimes it may be connected something with with certain diet, for example. Some people become vegan just because it's popular, and then we recognize, well, my body needs this and that, and we've started, following certain things just because certain beliefs, and it's not truly listening our hearts, it's listening beliefs. And that's where we create that shift and we recognize what we truly need, what my body needs right now, what my spirit needs right now, because that's what we need. Because there's like so many different teachings, so many different stories, so many different ways we've been taught to live our lives, but only you can know what's best for you, and only you can awaken yourself to the truth of what is resonating with you and how to follow to what is resonating with you. So that's why it is so important to in tune back with yourself, to recognize what feels right, to recognize what you want to do, to recognize how you want to shine your light, how you want to express yourself, and how you need to express your emotions so you're not suppressing them. This is so important, and that's where we pull off the mask. And it's not like an overnight process. We are doing that day by day. Sometimes we feel better about it, sometimes we feel like we have those worst possible days where nothing feels right, and sometimes it feels like we are just flowing as the ocean, and we are like learning how to have more of those flowy days, and more we are learning about how to flow more, we will feel stuck less. And that's where we recognize that we need to make certain shifts in our lives. We need to quit doing something which is not serving us anymore, and we need to start doing more of something which just feels right for us. Because, for example, for me, I've recognized that I truly need to create. I feel the best possible version of myself when I'm creating, when I'm making art, when I'm creating content. I feel like that's why I'm here for. I'm here to create, but when I'm not feeling creative, I need nature, I need to go outside, I need to go for a walk, I need to do a workout, I need to move myself, I need to talk with people, I need to spend time alone, I need to hang with people, I need those things. And if I'm not doing that, I will feel stuck, I will feel like something is missing, and I don't know what is missing. So that's where I need to in tune back with myself and recognize what is missing, what can I move in my life, what can I remove in my life, so I can face with the truth what I need to know about myself right at this moment. So every day we may sense things differently, but truly every single day there's something your body is calling you to do and your soul is calling you to do. And at the beginning I mentioned, if there's your self-image and ego which is protecting that self-image, you need to recognize when the ego becomes active, what you start to think before you are triggered about something. Right, that's where we practice self-awareness. And you start recognizing where you feel triggered the most, what happened that you feel triggered the most, and what is causing these emotional wounds, and what caused them, and how you think about these events, how you see them, how you see yourself as maybe a victim which went through these events, and recognize how you think about it, how you look on those things. And do you still feel triggered when something like that happened? Who you would be if there would be no wounds about that anymore? Who you would be if you would not be triggered about the things which are triggering you right now? Because you may recognize that many of those triggers may hold you back, and because of certain triggers you don't want to do the things which you would love to do. Because that's where we again recognize, well, I want to deal with that. I want to learn more about myself, why I cannot thrive, why I cannot be the greatest version that I could be, why I think I can't do that. Because you truly can when you quit believing that you can't. And you know, how to open my wings, how to follow the whispers of my heart, how to express my creativity, how to express my emotions. Stop suppressing it. Emotions are not here to be suppressed. Emotions are here to feel them, to use them as signals. What we need right now. More you feel that inner tension, more you're receiving the signals that you are ignoring yourself, that you are ignoring what's the most important to you. Maybe you need some peace, some tranquility to, you know, to in tune back with yourself. So do not ignore that. Take some time for yourself. Go into nature. Find places like that and in tune with yourself. You will see a magic will happen. Suddenly you will recognize, well, why I'm still doing the things which for such a long time I know that I should quit doing that. Because sometimes, of course, people say, well, a certain addiction, it's hard to quit, but it's much harder to live and still do what is not resonating with you. It's much harder to do that than to quit something. And if you want to quit, whatever you want to quit, means that the decision to become who you want to be needs to be stronger than a need to do what you feel addicted to do it. And those are truly powerful decisions we are making. That's why we need to find reasons why we want to become who we want to be. Why we truly want to become that version of ourselves. How that version of ourselves feels like. What's the truth about it? What's your truth about why you want to make those shifts in your life? Because if you would already feel the best possible version of yourself, you would not need, like you would have no needs to do what is not good for you, right? Of course we do things for certain pleasures, it's okay, it's, you know, we get a little bit of that boost of dopamine in our brain, which is like a molecule for motivation, for pleasure, for joy, for like feeling like we are doing okay, and we reward ourselves. It's nothing wrong with that, but when people get addicted to that molecule, because the only time they feel good about themselves is when they are doing that, then it's a sign that we've lost something about ourselves, and we've lost that main fundamental truth of who we are. And that's where we lose ourselves in the identity, in the stories that we're telling to ourselves about who we think we are. And we start escaping from the unpleasant sensations, from the signals that our body is giving to us because of really, really important reasons, because you've started ignoring something about yourself which is truly, truly important. So don't ignore that, my friends. Never ignore that. But actually pay attention to them. Pay attention to them and see what is the next stage of your life. Where your soul is guiding you right now to the next stage of your life, and face with the truth which will come with it. Because only when we truly face with the truth, we can step onto that next level, and we can get that power to let go of what is not helping us to get there. Sometimes our relationships, certain people, are just not helping us to get there. So maybe it's time to let go of that. Sometimes we have beliefs, and certain beliefs may tell us why we can't get there, why we can't become that version of ourselves. And those beliefs are clearly not helpful to us. So it's time to let go of them. And sometimes it may be a place where you're living. Maybe the place is just not supporting your growth and evolution anymore. And it's time to think about the change. And those are hard decisions. But if we feel like we need to do that, let's follow that choice. Let's see where we feel guided to, or what we feel guided to do. What is the best thing to do, and follow that. Because only that way we can truly feel alive. Only that way we can truly feel that that we're living our lives to the best possible to its best possible potentials. Because only that way we truly are constantly searching and finding what life has to offer. So it's not about being stuck and feeling small. It's about flowing and living out of curiosity what else is possible, and maybe how far you can expand your creativity and yourself. How well you can express yourself, how well you can let go of what was projected to us through generations and generations, which is not serving us anymore. So we peel off the layers of those false identities, and we let go of the ego, which is protecting something which is not even ours, something which is not even helping us. And we finally become who we are meant to be, whatever it represents to you, or whatever it means to you. So it's time, my friends, to face with the truth. Whatever you feel, face with it, and acknowledge it and embody it. Work on that, my friends. I'm sending you love, blessings, and power to all of you. Have a beautiful day. Until next time, one love.